Leo, welcome to the channel. My fellow Leo, welcome back to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. So today, dear fellow Leo, I'm going to be doing your mid-monthly reading for November. Now, this is a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. And if it does resonate with you, then absolutely good for you. My cutie patootie looking all this so good. My fellow Leo, what's good? Now, in this reading, dear fellow Leo, I'm going to be taking a look at your recent past, present, and future. I'm going to clarify all the cards and get some final advice for you. At the end of the reading, Leo, I'm also going to be pulling two questions for you, prompt questions to discuss with your person, just for future reference. That is a bonus. So, but let's focus on to what's coming up for you mid-monthly until the end of November and what do you need to know. Okay, so your challenge, Leo, is the Nine of Wands. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the World, followed by the Sun and the Two of Cups. Okay, I want you to take a look at that. That's you. And then the Two of Cups. So your challenge, Leo, here has a lot to do, okay, mid-November until the end of November with the Nine of Wands. A lot of you are hurting. A lot of you have these wounds from the past. Whatever situation has happened, for many of you, there is this feeling of kind of being in the corner a little bit, processing a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. I do strongly feel like here that the energy has been very heavy for you, although you seem to be navigating through this very well. You're focusing on yourself. You're on a healing journey, like a very deep, significant healing journey. For many of you, the Nine of Wands can also mean that you're just a little bit tired of like just dealing with people's bullshit. But other than that, you're wanting to actually reclaim your power back. Okay, so there is something about hurting silently or just going through something that you want the best case scenario, but it's just been a struggle. But I do see here at the bottom of the deck that's going to come to an end very soon. We're going to clarify this and we're going to see why the Nine of Wands is your challenge in a minute. In the recent past, dear Leo, you have the Five of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. So in the recent past, some of you were dealing with the Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. There was a situation here which ended up very, very badly. Okay, I'm getting here a conflict. Some of you were dealing with the person that you and this person had some sort of a misunderstanding with the Five of Swords. And because of this fight and because of this situation here, you both were not able to really build this connection. We're going to get back to this and clarify shortly. In the present moment, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Four of Cups. In the present moment, you're doing a lot of inner work, a lot of self-concept work. You're focusing on yourself. I do see here you really navigating through this healing journey in a very successful way. Okay, a lot of you are kind of in isolation. You are not really going out there. You're not doing much. You're just kind of focused on the present moment. For many of you, you are not dating other people. You are not meeting other individuals with the Four of Cups. You are focused on the present moment. You're focused on the things that have come into your attention to heal, to transmute. And I think that for the most part, for many of you, there is somebody very specific that you are fixated on and you don't want to let them go. We're going to talk about this shortly. Now, in the near future, you have the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Justice. So two queens here, not a gender specific. Y'all know I'm a Leo. I'm always going to protect every single one on my channel. Could be a same-sex situation. If it's not, then it doesn't have to be. For many of you, there is going to be something here is going to be set right. Some sort of a karma, good karma is going to come towards your way. And I'm going to clarify that. But I do see here a conversation happening between you and another individual. When you look at this combination, you do see that the queens are actually looking towards the same direction. There is a knowledge of tarot that I'm incorporating here. And there is justice. So it looks like the two energies are wanting to come together with the Justice to make something right here. Now, what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, Leo, you have the World followed by the Sun and the Two of Cups, okay, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, So there is a situation here that's finally going to come to an end. This closure, this hurt. You just constantly questioning something, being hurt. Some of you even cried last night, and you have the Sun, the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so the Sun is you, Leo. I do see here there is a very strong soulmate connection here, possibly a twin flame connection between you and another individual. And this talks about a partnership. This talks about a connection here that you both are gonna have a brand new beginning and a chapter together after you both close this karmic cycle and learn this karmic lesson. Okay, the success rate on my channel is high, so I'm sure a lot of you have checked out and read the posts where I share how people actually, talked about their success stories. So let's get into your reading and see why the Nine of Wands is your challenge and what do you need to know. And also there is something very important, Leo, that I'm gonna share about the Mercury retrograde that's happening, especially after November 20th. It's gonna get better, okay? It's gonna get better, and I'll explain why later. So let's see, why is the Nine of Wands here your challenge and why are you hurt? So the Nine of Wands is clarified by the Three of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. For many of you, I think that you really, and the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. A lot of you are hurt over the fact that there was a possibility to build something with this person, to have a commitment. Many of you wanted to actually get married with this person, or you wanted to settle down. However, I think that you are hurt that it didn't happen. We're going to talk about this, some sort of a conflict. And your challenge here is about to be able to identify, how are you going to navigate when this situation happens? How you are going to open up yourself back again. Because Leo, I know I'm a Leo, so but I'm biased, so I unplug my experiences from the readings. This is about you, okay? My den of Leos. So for many of you, you're really trying to navigate. I think that you would want to be back with this person, but not with the same way. Not with the same dynamic, not with the same patterns. If anything, for a lot of you, I think that, you would want to build this relationship, just you and this person, and nobody else outside of this connection. Okay, there is a major decision here. I'm also getting here, you kind of going a little bit back and forth with the King of Swords energy. Should you communicate? Should you do anything? Or should you reach out or not? Okay, but I feel like you're kind of like in this contemplative mode right now. You're focusing on yourself and you're not wanting to force anything. So in the recent past with the Five of Swords, Leo, there was an argument and a conflict that happened between you and this person. I'm also getting here multiple messy people being involved in this situation as well. So the Five of Swords is clarified by the Page of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Some of you are also dealing with the water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So in the recent past, Leo, I do see here that, again, the Nine of Wands is here. A lot of hurt, a lot of wounds, a lot of lessons, a lot of things kind of resurfacing on an emotional level especially, which kind of like really affected this relationship. For a lot of you, there was a love confession when this person came into your life. There was a lot of passion, but I feel like there might have been issues surrounding money and financial situation, financial status. Okay, that's what I'm strongly getting. You might have dealt with someone who is very financially independent or works towards their financial independence with the Knight of Pentacles. Now, in the recent past, this conflict here that happened, I feel like that somebody here maybe was also holding back from fully committing to you or vice versa, okay? I'm getting here like a level of not readiness. Somebody was not ready to fully commit. Now, in the recent past, the Knight of Swords, I do see here there was something very chaotic that happened in the middle of this situation, in the middle of this relationship. Something very unexpectedly. The Knight of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Star, and the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. There might have been a third-party situation here involved. Doesn't have to. Could have been an Aquarius. Could have been another fire sign that was involved in this situation. I feel like whatever you and this person were building together, okay, together, somebody here intervened into this relationship and was wanting to dismantle the potential Ten of Pentacles that was supposed to be built. You and this person actually felt deep down within yourselves that you could be on the right path of actually building something very significant for you, whether that's about buying a home, mega house, or building something. That's what I see that you and this person were like anticipating. Okay, so the Three of Pentacles here, I do see here a potential third party. Third party can be anything from anywhere from a person, a cat, a dog, a situation here that affected you and your person. So it's 1:11 right now. It's literally 1:11. Okay, so 1:11 right now on the clock that I'm doing the reading. PM. So the Three of Pentacles in the past is clarified by the Four of Wands, the Hermit, and the Eight of Cups. Third party situations, possibly a desire here for reconciliation, which did not happen. I do see here somebody here walking away or disconnecting from this connection, disconnecting from this relationship in the recent past. You could also be dealing with a Virgo. A lot of you were really also trying to understand in the past, is this really the person that I'm supposed to marry or not? What are the things that I need to do? Well, like you were thinking, what else can I do? Not what I need to do, but what else can I do to make this relationship work with this person? Okay, so I feel like here there was a disconnection. Somebody here walked away and disconnected from you. And I think that's why in the present moment, a lot of you are kind of looking into the past as the wounded soldier with the Nine of Wands. And really remembering and contemplating it. You would want to have a brand new beginning, but you are kind of like, you're like MIA. You know what I'm saying? So Eight of Pentacles in the present moment, focused on yourself. You're building something, you're doing a lot of self-concept work, you're focusing on yourself, on your healing journey, okay? And here is the thing, Leo, I'm gonna say this right now, this is very important. When you heal your soul, when you heal yourself, when you have a regulated nervous system and walk around with like that, that's the hottest thing ever. That's the biggest flex, okay? So in the present moment, a lot of you are doing so much work within yourself. You're really just looking with yourself. You're not blaming other people. You're taking accountability. So the Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Nine of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the World. There is some sort of a abandonment wound and an abandonment issue that has come to the surface because of this connection, and you are actually healing that within yourself. Okay, part of it has to do with this connection, part of it has to do with your upbringing, your childhood, and the things that maybe you didn't know that existed, maybe certain concepts, right? Like mother wounds, father wounds, abandonment issues, right? For example, let me elaborate and illuminate, fellow Leo. If somebody texts you back, or if somebody doesn't text you back, sooner than you expected, or somebody's taking their time, or there is uncertainty going on, how do you feel? How does it make you feel in your body? Let's just be honest, you know what I'm saying? If it's making you feel anxious, if it's making you feel constantly waiting and waiting and waiting, then that might signal you something in your body. Right? And honesty is the best policy. And we all need to be completely honest with ourselves. Are we putting our happiness on an external situation, on how fast someone is going to text to us, or what somebody is going to do to us, right? Because, when we start healing ourselves and when we start embarking onto this healing journey, we're no longer seeking that safety outside of ourselves. Our nervous system is already safe enough. We feel safe. Even though we grew up in an environment where maybe the people that were supposed to foster a safe, healthy environment for us, they were not there, or maybe they're in and out, we still are able to regulate and kind of rewrite the past. You know what I mean? So you're doing a lot of inner work within yourself right now, healing a lot of abandonment wounds and closing up some sort of a cycle and a chapter of your life, completely like letting go and releasing, okay? And you're stepping into your power. Now, the Six of Swords in the present moment, Leo, there is something here about you completing a cycle of a healing journey. I think you're starting to see this relationship and this connection from a completely different perspective, from a much more healed perspective. So the Six of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Swords, and the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So for many of you, dear fellow Leos, I do see here you recognizing that whoever this person is, they're going to come around. And there is the Wheel of Fortune, talks about destiny. It talks about the future for both of you. Ace of Swords here, you are going to be gaining a lot of clarity when it comes to this person. Now, I'm going to tell you what I was going to tell you about the Mercury retrograde. Right now, we are in Scorpio season, right? And Scorpio is all about transformation, metamorphosis. Scorpio is a fixed sign, just like you see on the four corners of the Wheel of Fortune. Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius, four fixed signs, right? So right now, Mercury is actually in Sagittarius and it's retrograding. So once we enter into Sagittarius season, Mercury is gonna like retrograde into Scorpio, big sign, okay? And that's gonna happen around the 20th of November. And that means that if you feel like that things are very uncertain right now, be a little bit more patient because there is a very solid energy that's going to be coming in towards your way right now. Okay, you're not a mutable sign, you're not a cardinal sign, you're a fixed sign. And when Mercury goes through a retrograde into a fixed sign like Scorpio, there is a lot of like realizations that are going to be coming from a solid place. You know what I mean? And Mercury is like, it's erratic, and it's also is this planet of communication. So it's going to kind of give you this subtle, solid realization about this connection. And you're going to gain a realization that with the Knight of Pentacles, this person is actually re-entering back into your life. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, or Scorpio, someone here that's going to bring a lot of clarity into your life because both of you are now in this kind of limbo energy. Both of you, that's what I'm picking up on, are not wanting to really deal with anything right now in the present moment until further notice, okay? So let's talk about the Four of Cups. I think that you are not accepting any applications right now in the present moment, all right? The only thing that you apply is pressure. The only thing, cross-patcher, hold on. The only thing that Leo's applied right now is the pressure, okay? Pressure on them hoes and haters. Anyways, so the Four of Cups is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, and the Tower at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. For many of you, I feel like that... Stop, I know I'm cracking up too, hold on. So Leo, a lot of you with the Four of Cups, I do strongly feel like here that in the present moment, you're overcoming this situation the way that it ended, okay? A lot of you with the Six of Pentacles are not entering into relationships because you might have a fear that there are other people that, you maybe have tested the dating pool, but you just realize people just ain't in, you know what I'm saying? That ain't in. And it's like, you're like, I would rather be by myself than with miserable people and losers. Sprinkle, sprinkle, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Rather be by yourself than with losers. So, or low frequency people. So for many of you, I do feel like here that in the present moment, your main focus here is just patience. Just patience, because you're waiting. You're waiting, but you're not desperate. I'm seeing here you also kind of planning about your future. You might be planning some travel plans where you want to go. Something very significant is transforming in your person's life. Whoever you are dealing with, the devil. Let me tell you something. Okay, so whoever you are dealing with is the devil. And why did I keep pulling these cards? I don't always do that. I don't always go and dig the deck, but dig the deck or dig the deck. How do we pronounce it correctly? Dig the deck, not the dig the deck. Anyways, so the devil is here and the Nine of Swords and the Six of Cups and the Tower. I feel like your person is going through some sort of a metamorphosis and a transformation here. And this is somebody that you have known from the past. Anytime you see the Six of Cups that does talk about a past person, a lot of nostalgia going on, a lot of past memories. Also, something's on this person's mind. There is a lot of like staying up late at night, kind of thinking and wondering and contemplating and wanting to really figure out what is the best course of action and how to proceed forward with this situation, okay? So let's talk about the near future. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Justice. And that's how you both are going to move forward in the near future. So the Queen of Wands, Leo, is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Justice, and the Temperance. Sagittarius energy, the person you're dealing with could have some fire in their birth chart, could be a Scorpio. Okay, so for a lot of you, I am strongly getting, Leo, there is something about a major epiphany and a realization about you, okay? I do strongly feel like here for a lot of you, there is this realization of how this patience is actually going to pay off. There is something about patience, okay? And I know that as fire signs, it is definitely not our strongest asset. you know. But I think that's one of the things we're really learning in this lifetime, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing: do we have patience with like stupid people? No. Like, I'm saying, anybody got time for it. But I think that when it comes to these situations where there is romance involved, where there is love involved, where there is passion involved in history, it really, I think it's teaching us like it's like the Saturn, you know what I mean? What is, you may want to check out what sign your Saturn is in, and that might teach you. And what is this teaching you? What are you uncovering and unveiling that you maybe didn't know, right? And it's not about just patiently sitting and waiting for this person to show up. It's just also kind of really being patient with yourself, Leo. Because I think us Leos may be really hard on ourselves, you know? You sometimes forget to give yourself enough credit for the things that you have achieved so far and you have done. And just in general, who you are, Leo. You know what I'm saying? The rooms that you enter, the heads that you turn, they're still turned that way. So I'm saying, even years pass. Now, Queen of Swords here, there is a conversation in the near future that is going to take place with the Justice to actually make something right here. A very important conversation in regards to settling something down. So Queen of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Eight of Swords, okay? For many of you, I do strongly feel like here that this conversation here has a lot to do with somebody wanting to untie themselves from something in order for them to be able to be with you, and vice versa. There is a blockage here surrounding family. Maybe there is a certain limiting belief about family. Maybe there is a generational curse, a situation that you're going to know that there is a pattern that has come down through the family, has run down through the family, and that pattern needs to be broken. And I think that pattern here is about avoidance. Whoever side this is on, it don't matter. Something here about avoidance, emotionally shutting down. You know, maybe, dear fellow Leo, you grew up in a family dynamic where things were very challenging, and a lot of you kind of subconsciously adapt those beliefs. It could be the other person, but you know, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You see the Queen of Swords is holding the sword, right? And she has the clouds down her hand. That means there is clarity that's going to be coming in towards your way and towards this person. There is something here about marriage, settling down, family, living together, a few things about legal matters that's going to be settled down. The Justice is clarified by the Four of Swords, the Hierophant, and the High Priestess, and the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this conversation that's going to happen in the near future, it is talking about the heartbreak that happened. It is about the separation that took place between you and this person. And this Justice right here, it's about a High Priestess, and the Hierophant is here. This connection and this marriage and this commitment is very spiritual, okay? The High Priestess is here. And with the Four of Swords, it really talks about the healing journey that you both have been on to, right? In tarot, as you can see, the Three of Swords is about like the heartbreak, the breakup, the painful situation, the way that it ended. But then after that comes the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords here is the healing, this isolation that many of you have been going through, and you are still going through, and you are trying to really understand, what am I supposed to do with this person? I do strongly feel like here a conversation coming in for you, and somebody wanting to almost like tell you that they have been doing the work. I will say though, my intuition is telling me, honestly, you and this person are at different levels. It's not about being better or worse. It's just that you are still at different levels, not completely equal, right? When it comes to spirituality, understanding, and just like really being on the same frequency, but are very close. So what's left to do is to really understand how both can you cooperate, because there is something about commitment and also the past history, the past, whatever archives, whatever happened between you and this person, to kind of put it behind you too and move forward, right? Yeah, and heal. There is the strong healing journey right here. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, Leo, you have the World, and this is talking about a cycle that's finally going to be closing off, and there's going to be a brand new beginning that's going to take place. So let's get the advice, Leo, and see what is it that you need to know. Let's see what is the advice. Okay, so you have the Temperance at the bottom of the deck, Sagittarius energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus, the Lovers, the Moon, and the Queen of Cups. The advice for you is to trust and to surrender, even though it may sound cheesy and whatever, but we don't care. We're talking about the energy of it here, right? So the Lovers is talking about this union that you have here. Could be a twin flame, twin flame, or soulmate. I was gonna say soulmate or twin flame. You will be the judge. You'll be the one that will decide which category this person falls for you. I feel like there has been a lot of lessons that you have learned from each other. You know, it's just kind of like leaning more towards like the twin flame connection, because it can be very tumultuous and a lot more difficult and challenging rather than the soulmate. For me personally, I would just say soulmate is a little bit like it's much more smoother, right? So with the twin flame here, doesn't have to be, but this is about you realizing what is it that has been within your subconscious mind. The moon is very important for you here. The new moon in Scorpio, so we're gonna have soon. There is a lot of clarity that's going to be coming up. The heaviness is going to be lifted off. You know, finally, it's like the moon is waning down right now, right? So it's like all of the anxiety and the worries are going to get less and less. And there is this new birth of a new relationship, of a new connection, of the new moon, which is going to be, you know, bringing this newness and this rejuvenation in this period. The advice for you is to remain patient and to know that everything is working out in the background for you. If you're changing your limiting beliefs through subliminals, affirmations, you know, staying away from trashy tarot videos and things like that, that's the result of how this relationship is going to manifest, okay? Now, this is your advice, and I'm gonna pull one card for you from the intimacy deck when you meet your person. What question are you gonna discuss with your person? One card from that, and then the other one is just gonna be probably random. So what is the intimacy question for my Leos that they can discuss with their person? Backflips, them splits, you know what I'm saying? Them, a lot of things, bridges. Okay, so the intimacy question prompt that you're gonna discuss with your person is going to be, okay, so what part of your body do you worry turns me off? What part of your body do you worry turns me off? Honestly, I don't think there is anything about Leos that's going to be turning off. And if I were to say, I don't think there is any body part that, like, what does that mean? It's a stupid question. What part of your body do you worry? Maybe there is something here that someone needs to acknowledge, honestly. Hold on, there is no stupid question. That's the Leo in me. But it's about really just acknowledging maybe somebody here has some sort of an insecurity about their body. You know, and this is about acceptance. This is about feeling worthy and lovable and likable and just, you know, knowing our worth and our value, you know, and the standards that the world has set for us, you know what I mean? Of course, take care of your body, nurture your body, whatever it might be. But, you know, there is a lot of like toxic masculinity going out there, toxic, you know, body types, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let's not talk about the body count. Let's talk about a bank account. You know what I'm saying? So the random question here, and it says, what's one thing on your bucket list that we can do together within the next 3 months? Oh, what is it, Leo, that you would want to discuss with this person? One thing that's on the bucket list. For me, I think it would be like going out into the nature and like camping and getting laid. That's what's on my bucket list. Just getting laid. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, dear fellow Leo, this is what I had for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. I hope that this cutie patootie reading resonated, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.